Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be ranking every Roblox randomizer. So obviously we're not going to be ranking all of them, but we're going to be ranking mostly the main, popular ones I could find. If I'm missing any, or your favorite Roblox randomizer is missing out of here, which I'm pretty sure it won't be. But yeah, just comment down below if there's any you guys wanted me to check out. But yeah, this is basically the ones that I've found, the ones that I think are the best out of, most Roblox randomizers. Anyways, let's hop right into it. Alright, so the first game on the list we have the OG, which is Infinite Welfare. This game came out in 2016, and it's basically kind of like the first randomizer game they kind of released. And honestly, it's a pretty okay game. There's definitely some pretty funny things, like this item, this firework thing I'm using right here. And, it's an interesting game, but, there's a lot of weapons that kind of just act the same, and it's just like a sword, and then it's a different colored sword, and I don't know, I don't know if they're missing something. Maybe there's abilities on the swords and I haven't seen them, but it's just a beginner game, pretty solid. So yeah, honestly, it's pretty okay. All right, so I'm gonna have to place Infinite Welfare in B tier. All right, so next up we have a game called Rondo. So the reason why I'm reviewing this second is because I think it's relatively new. As of recording this video, it only has 26,000 visits, so check it out if you want. But as it says in the description, it says it's heavily inspired by Item Asylum, which you can definitely see in the damage numbers and how much health you have. You can see that there's definitely a lot of inspiration with some of the weapons and how it works. So a lot of the stuff is kind of just ripped from Item Asylum, maybe reskinned a little bit. But it's a pretty okay game, pretty interesting. Some weapons are actually really cool, but other than that, you just have a nice randomizer game, maybe just a change of pace. Yeah, Durando's going to be a high B tier. Alright, so next up we have the OG Roblox Item Asylum. This thing is the pinnacle of Roblox randomizer games. It's the best randomizer game in my opinion. There is a close second coming up in the video though, so keep tuned for that. Now this thing is just super fun. You can play this for hours and you will not get bored. There's so many different game modes like Juggernaut, Zombie Survival, and these kit game modes, which is really cool. A whole bunch of references, anime references if you like that, so much stuff. And look how many weapons are in this. I'm just scrolling through this. There's so many weapons in this game. You can experiment with anything. It's really fun in private servers, and there's a whole bunch of customization you can do, and there's just a lot of stuff to do in this game. Honestly, if you haven't played this game yet, make sure to check it out. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Of course, the best randomizer game gets the highest spot on the tier list. Alright, so next up we have a randomizer called Weaponware. So I've actually made a video about this on the channel before, and it was kind of just an underrated randomizer game, and it's not very popular, but if you can get some friends in there, you can have a lot of fun just playing around with it. And it's just a nice chill game, pretty average, just kind of just like Item Asylum but watered down. So yeah, if you're kind of bored of Item Asylum and you just want to try out a different type of randomizer game, then just play this. They got some cool ideas in there. Weaponware, I think I'm gonna put this in low A. Alright, so next up we have a game called Bloody Battle. Now this game's actually pretty old. It came out in 2019, and honestly it's kind of one of the only randomizers that really add blood and gore to it, hence the name. But it's a pretty okay game, some nice fighting in there. The animations are kind of a little bit lackluster, but some of the weapons are kind of cool, but a lot of the weapons are pretty much the same, and it doesn't have very much content. So honestly, this thing is going to have to be lower on the tier list. Bloody Battle is like a mid B tier to me. Alright, so next we have Asylum Rejects. So yeah, again, another game that says it's heavily inspired by Item Asylum. So yeah, this is basically just another Item Asylum type game. And basically, there's a lot of different stuff on Item Asylum. I think this is definitely one of the better sides of, the Item Asylum copies. But, it's a pretty alright game. There's a new, unique game mode. And the Juggernauts in this game are actually pretty weird. They're kind of strange. But, it's a pretty nice game. You can just have fun in there. Again, if you're bored of Item Asylum, if you want to try a new randomizer, check this out. Asylum Rejects, I'm going to put over Weaponware, A tier. Alright, so next up we have a game called Randomizer. I know, really creative, but basically this game is, your basic randomizer. You got your first thing, which is your gun, you got your melee, you got your misc, and then you got an emote, but you'll be in first person for your guns. So this takes you a lot more skill because you actually have to aim with your weapons, although some of the weapons like this minigun here is really OP, even though I die with it. But a lot of the melee weapons do have abilities, which is really cool, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. And the misc thing, something that have kill streaks, so if you're able to go around the map and get a high kill streak, you can just go crazy with a whole bunch of stuff. And it's just really cool, really fun to play around in, and overall this randomized game is really fun. Randomizer, high A tier. Alright, so next up we have a game called Random Rumble. So this game's really cool because it's basically just a whole bunch of memes. Now a lot of these memes are kind of like Gen Z memes, so it's a little bit cringy at times, but the effects on this game are actually really nice. So most weapons in this game actually have skills, which a lot of other randomizer games do not have. So, you know, it's really just nice to be able to use, like, any weapon to its fullest potential. But yeah, this game has really nice. There's also this really cool game mode where it's, like, Super Smash Bros.-esque. And basically you have to, like, charge up the percentage and knock them off the map. And there's a lot of movement abilities and some really cool references. And they do a lot of the animations well. And honestly, it's just a really cool game. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Random Rumble, I think it'll be, like, mid-A tier, like, here. Alright, so next up we have Item Rehabilitation Center, and basically this is another Item Asylum type, inspiration type game, and you know, it's a cool randomizer. There's a lot of, you know, interesting stuff in here, like the colored katana thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, there's a lot of references to a lot of shows and games, and you know, there's a lot of inspiration for Item Asylum while also having its own, you know, cool references and like some nice effects with the abilities. So yeah, anyways, let's move on to the next one. Item Rehabilitation Center, low A tier. Alright, so next up we have Silly Brawl. So this game is pretty cool. I mean, it's just like another Item Asylum type thing. But, you know, there is some cool weapons, like this puppet thing, you know, it's really cool. You can, like, revive people and revive them as puppets. And they're, like, really OP, by the way. And there's some swords that are, like, really nice. Like, they have some, like, giant moves and stuff. So, you know, it's a pretty cool, like, Item Asylum randomizer type game. And honestly, it's just up there with, like, Asylum Rejects and stuff. It's alright. Silly Brawl, I think I might put this high B. Alright, so now for the second best randomizer game on Roblox, Illusions. Now, many people can argue that this is the best randomizer game. Honestly, I only think Item Asylum is better just because it has, like, more stuff and it's not discontinued. And honestly, it's just, like, more, like, playable because this game, it takes a lot of skill. Like, you can actually, like, sweat out on this game. There's a lot of combos you can do, and, you know, like, a lot of the special events that show up during FFA, if you, like, sweat for them, you become, like unkillable. Like, you become really OP. So that's what a lot of people, like, I think they dislike, and, you know, but it's just really cool. The effects on this game are amazing. So many cool weapons, so many references to so many games and shows. Honestly, if you haven't checked out this game, you practically have to. It really sucks that this game was discontinued because, like, I really want to see how much stuff they can really add because this, you know, it's just such a nice game. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked this out, please. Illusions, of course, goes to second place S. Very unfortunate. These are interchangeable if you want them to be. Alright, so now for the final randomizer game on this tier list, we have Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. So this game has this really nice pixelated, like, theme to it, which really adds it and makes it go up the tier list. But, you know, a lot of the weapons are lacking abilities, and some of the guns and stuff feel, like, repetitive, and they kind of feel boring. But, you know, it's definitely a really cool game. You should definitely check it out if you haven't. But there's a lot of stuff they need to add. I know they've been updating it, but, you know, I hope this game can really flourish into an S tier, you know, game. But yeah, anyways, that's about it. And finally, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. Honestly, just because it's pixelated, I'm going to put it here. Yeah. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Comment down below what you think of my tier list. Again, if I missed any randomizer games you wanted to see on here, make sure to comment down below what they were. And if you guys do want to make your own tier list, I did leave the link to the tier list that I made in the description. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.